Welcome to Lesson 28. Today we are focusing on essential Korean phrases for visiting a clinic and a pharmacy. Navigating healthcare in a foreign country can be intimidating, but by the end of this lesson, you will feel confident managing a simple clinic visit from your initial reception check-in to picking up your medicine at the pharmacy. Let's get started. In this lesson, we will cover the full cycle of a clinic visit. You will learn how to ask for a consultation, check in properly, explain whether you have an appointment, answer the doctor's questions about your symptoms, and correctly ask for prescriptions and medication instructions. These are practical tools to help you manage your health in Korea with ease. Before we dive into new material, let's do a quick review of Lesson 27. Remember these phrases.
아파요?
Means, are you sick or does it hurt? To be more specific, you can ask,
어디가 아파요?
for where does it hurt? You might answer with,
목이 아파요.
for a sore throat or
열이 있어요.
for a fever. And don't forget,
약국이 어디예요?
is the go-to phrase for finding a pharmacy. Today's goals are quite clear. We will focus on 4 areas. First, checking in at the clinic desk. Second, explaining your reservation status. Third, answering common diagnostic questions. And fourth, obtaining your prescription and understanding how to take your medicine. These steps are standard in Korea, so mastering them will make your experience very smooth. Let's start with checking in. When you arrive at a clinic, you can be polite and concise. A very common and natural way to announce your arrival is to say,
접수할게요.
this essentially means, I'd like to check in or I'm here to register. It is very beginner-friendly and perfect for the front desk. Next, let's talk about reservations. You should let the receptionist know if you booked an appointment. Also, if it is your first time at that specific clinic, it is very helpful to say,
처음 왔어요?
this notifies the staff that you are a new patient, so they can guide you through the registration process step by step. Once you see the doctor, they will likely ask,
언제부터 아팠어요?
which means, since when have you been feeling sick? Don't worry about giving a complex answer. You can simply say the time followed by,
부터요.
for example,
어제부터요.
meaning, since yesterday, is a perfectly clear and natural answer. After your consultation, the doctor will give you a prescription. You will need to take this to a nearby pharmacy to get your medication. It is vital to know how to ask for these instructions, so you take the right dose at the right time. We will cover those key phrases next. Here is a brief culture note on Korean clinic visits. It is common for people to visit small, local clinics for minor issues like colds or stomach aches. The process is very systematic. You check in, wait for your turn, consult the doctor, and then take your prescription to a local pharmacy. At the pharmacy, they will guide you on how to take the medicine, often using phrases like,
식후,
meaning after meals. Knowing these patterns will definitely reduce any stress during your visit. Let's practice our first key phrases. To tell the receptionist you want to see a doctor, say,
진료받고 싶어요.
and to register in clinic, use.
접수할게요.
Using these 2 sentences will make your check-in process very easy. Repeat that with me 3 times.
진료받고 싶어요. 진료받고 싶어요. 진료받고 싶어요. 접수할게요. 접수할게요. 접수할게요.
Now for appointments. If you have one, say,
예약했어요.
if you don't.
예약 안 했어요.
Remember, in Korea, many clinics accept walk-ins, so it is okay if you didn't book ahead. And if you are a new patient, tell them.
처음 왔어요.
Practice these out loud 3 times each to get comfortable with the pronunciation.
예약했어요. 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 예약 안 했어요. 예약 안 했어요. 예약 안 했어요. 처음 왔어요. 처음 왔어요. 처음 왔어요.
The doctor's most common question is,
언제부터 아팠어요?
means, since when have you been sick? You can answer,
어제부터요.
for since yesterday or Count the days with the pattern.
일 됐어요.
For example, it has been 3 days is.
3일 됐어요.
These brief answers are perfectly polite and clear. Try repeating the question and the answers 3 times.
언제부터 아팠어요? 언제부터 아팠어요? 언제부터 아팠어요? 어제부터요. 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 3일 됐어요. 3일 됐어요. 3일 됐어요.
Now for the pharmacy visit. Ask for your prescription by saying,
처방전 주실라.
if you need to find the pharmacy, ask.
약국이 어디예요?
To find out how to take your medicine, ask.
약은 어떻게 먹어요?
The pharmacist will likely reply,
하루에 3번, 식후에 드세요.
which means take it 3 times a day after meals. Practice these phrases 3 times each.
처방전 주실라. 처방전 주실라. 처방전 주실라. 약국이 어디예요? 약국이 어디예요? 약국이 어디예요? 약은 어떻게 먹어요? 약은 어떻게 먹어요? 약은 어떻게 먹어요? 하루에 3번, 식후에 드세요. 하루에 3번, 식후에 드세요. 하루에 3번, 식후에 드세요.
Here is a list of essential vocabulary for your medical visits. We have terms like
병원,
for hospital,
의사,
for doctor,
간호사,
for nurse, and
약,
for medicine. We also have process words like
접수,
for registration and
진료,
for the examination itself. Please take a moment to review these words to build your medical fluency. This table is your word book for Lesson 28. It summarizes all the phrases we practiced today, from checking in and mentioning your reservation status to answering the doctor and asking for instructions at the pharmacy. Keep this reference handy whenever you need a quick reminder before a clinic visit. Let's look at a typical dialogue. A patient approaches the desk saying,
접수할게요.
and mentions it is their first time. Then, the doctor asks about the symptoms and when they started. The patient answers simply.
어제부터요.
This illustrates exactly how these phrases work in a real-life conversation.
예약했어요?
예약 안 했어요. 진료받고 싶어요.
어디가 아파요?
목이 아파요. 기침도 나요.
언제부터 아팠어요?
어제부터요?
처방전 드릴게요. 약국에 가세요.
네, 감사합니다.
Here is a quick summary list of our 10 key phrases for today. These are the building blocks of your clinic experience in Korea. I recommend practicing these until you can say them confidently without looking at your notes.
진료받고 싶어요. 접수할게요. 예약했어요. 예약 안 했어요. 처음 왔어요. 언제부터 아팠어요? 부터요. 일 됐어요. 처방전 주실라. 약은 어떻게 먹어요?
For your homework, I would like you to write a short 5 to 6 line dialogue using the phrases we learned. Practice reading it out loud 3 times, and try varying the body parts or the duration of your illness. Optionally, try to write the 6 clinic-related vocabulary words from memory. In our next lesson, we will talk about the weather and how to express your feelings in relation to it. To recap, today we covered everything from checking in at a clinic to understanding medicine instructions at a pharmacy. You now have the basic vocabulary and sentence structures to handle these situations comfortably in Korea. Practice these phrases often, and you will find navigating the medical system much less daunting.